Right guys, Mark Crossfield here. Today I'm hitting King F6 Plus driver, so the Cobra King F6 carbon track, massive moving track in the bottom of this one. Interesting to see what it does to the numbers. Let's get stuck in. So the Cobra King F6 Plus driver, interesting driver. So we're getting a carbon track on this one, so rather than metal ore, I presume, in there, they've made it carbon, which is saving, I think they say 8 grams of weight, which they're then putting into the weight. I think the weight goes up to 18 grams of weight now in the back of this one, so this orange weight here, which then moves from front to back, so it's a very big sliding rail, giving you 5 different CG placements is what Cobra is saying, so you're going to be able to manipulate spins at 5 different settings. Higher spinning numbers often coming from the back, lower spinning as you move the CG forwards. Interesting on this one, as you move the CG forwards, it moves it much more into line with the toe as well, which I'm not quite getting, but we're going to hit that and put that to test. I think it's a new carbon fibre lid on this one, again saving weight. You get the speed channel around the outside also, which is going to keep those ball speeds up across the face. And I think it's a new TI forged something or other face on this one. Go on their website if you want all the specs, all the kind of marketing, technical guff. What I'm going to do is hit it, show you some real numbers of how this club performs in its different CG placements as well. Looks good. Let's give it a few hits. Right, so I'm going to start with the CG way at the back. So I've got the sliding weight way at the back. I've got the black-headed King F6 Plus driver. It comes, I think, in 3 different colours. It looks really nice down by the ball. It sits very square. You get this kind of little lipstick round the outside at the back here, the white that just kind of frames the back of it. 460 head is what they're saying in size, and it presents quite big down by the ball, which I like. You get the little Cobra lineup line. You also get the extensive changeable neck on this one. Loads of loft changes going from high down to low. And great for the fitter. I wouldn't see you playing with that so much, maybe tinkering. And it's got the Cobra Smart Pad on the bottom as well, so as you move it into its different settings, it doesn't look or appear so toed in or what have you, subject to how you set it up. I'm going to give it a few hits. CG at the back, let's see what kind of spins. I'd imagine this is going to be around a 2.4, 2.5 spin model, subject to my strike. Hit that one quite well, a little bit toey, just leaked it. Be interesting to see, the spin number should be quite low on that one, I imagine. So it's going 256. We've got a spin number there going at 2.5, I think that one was. Hit that one a lot better. I've got my desired turn on that as well. Does look nice down by the ball, this driver. Very nice shape. That one looks longer to me. I did hit that one well. 267, what's the spin on that? 2000. So with the weight so far back on that, having that down at 2000 is quite interesting. It makes me wonder what's going to happen when I move it forwards. Okay, let's give it one more hit. I like the Cobra lineup line. The look of it hasn't really changed from this angle much from the other Cobra drivers. It certainly looks different on the bottom here a little bit more, but from the gaming position I haven't seen much change. That's not a bad thing because they've always looked decent, Cobra drivers. Caught that one Healy, so you see it's starting more left. It's got to be shorter, that one, and I'd imagine a little bit more spinny. Yes, that's going to be short carry. 256 again because of my strike, and the spin going up to 2.3. If we just bring those numbers back up for me. So we've got spin numbers there, 2.365, averaging 2.2 and averaging distance 2.59. So very close to my normal numbers. Let's move the CG rather than try every 5, because I imagine each 5 steps is going to move it around 100 revs. I'd have to hit a lot of balls to try and see those numbers coming out in any way, because my strike's going to move it, as you can see from those, more than that. Let's take it to the extreme. Let's move it all the way to the front. I want to see how much lower the spin gets. Also, what does it feel like having that CG more out towards the toe? That just is going to feel strange to me. Let's try it. So I've moved the weight all the way to the front. It now does, obviously from this angle, doesn't look any different. but I can feel it's more CG biased out towards the toe. Now for me, someone who hits there, it just feels a bit strange. It does feel really weird. Let's see what it does to the numbers. So I was averaging around 2.2 spin with it at the back. Let's see if we can move it. Around 500 revs, I think, is what Cobra say, and that's quite a lot for a driver of a movable. Usually it's around 300, so they are pushing the limits with spin control in theory with this. Now this one throws me because I can't feel, that's obviously Healy, but I didn't feel like it was that Healy. But obviously my idea is that's 259 spinning at, yeah, 1.8. That's dropped way down. So I've struck that what I feel quite well. It was around here, but that actually is heel side, isn't it? That's heel side, sorry, of where that CG is now placed, which to me is kind of, it's spinning me out a bit. I've never experienced that before in any club. That's really quite odd. Let's give it another go. So that felt very toey. Yes, this is where I'm going to lose. Look at it dropping out of the air. That spin must be low. 2.3, 2.5, I reckon, on that one. So it's gone 2.53, running to 2.92. Yeah, 1.2, I think. Was that, if we bring that one back up, was that spin 1.2? Yeah, 1,200 revs. So that's where I get punished when I catch it toe side of that CG forwards. I get that low, I mean, on a wet ground, that's going nowhere. That's going to be short. Let's try one more. That's going to really chuck the averages out as well. I felt like I hit that well, but because of where that CG is, it's on the heel side of it again. Interesting, this one, really interesting. Let's have a look at those numbers on that one. That one's carrying 263 and it's kept spinning 2,000. So that is, if we bring those numbers back up, that is averaging 1.9. So it's come down not the 500 revs, but I could see how that could move it 500 revs. It's actually only moved it, what was it, less than 100 in fact, but that's a lot to do with my strikes and what have you. It definitely feels like if we bring the traces back up, I hit one very toey, but it makes me feel like I'm going to do that a lot. So I'm going to get that right shot quite a lot with that CG placement there. So I could see that high spinners who tend to turn it left, I could really see this club working quite well for them. I like the looks, I love the feel. The numbers are in the right place where you would expect the numbers to be. Quite impressive that they've pushed the track, I think, definitely to the biggest limits I have seen on other tests I've done with it. I have been seeing 300 to 500 revs consistently different on it, which is quite a lot. Where people often think when they get a low spinning driver, they're going to go from 4,000 down to 2,000. That's not going to happen. It's normally around 3,000. So to give you a fitter 500 revs of spin difference change from front to back is a kind of added weapon for them. King F6 Plus, post comments down below. What do you think? I quite like it. Yeah, quite liking that. I wouldn't have that CG placement forward though. This feels like it's going to go too far right for me. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more videos. Find me on Instagram at Crossfield Mark. Also on Twitter at 4golfonline. Find me on Facebook, Mark Crossfield. Thanks for watching. Post comments as always and see you soon.